From New York City, the Jack Benny Program with Jack's special guests J.P. Morgan and Frankie Fontaine, brought to you by State Farm Mutual, the careful drivers and careful buyers insurance company.
Now, wait a minute. I'm not going to be that good. Thank you very, very much, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our show. I must say, first of all, that I'm very, very happy to be back in New York City. And, you know, as a rule, when entertainers come here from the coast, they always give big parties, you know, for the press. I know what you're thinking. For the press and for their friends. You see, I remember when Bob Hope was here last year, he gave a party at the El Morocco. You see, and Danny Kaye gave one at the Stork Club. I gave mine at the Automat. A lot of people won't believe this out of town, but it's true, isn't it? It's a true story. And of course, at these big parties, you know, the menus are limited. You know, it's always the same thing, either roast beef or chicken or ham, and there's nothing you can do about it, you see. And at my party, it was entirely different over there. Everybody bought what they wanted, you know? And the cutest thing, of course, the cutest thing about it, they all came to the Automat dressed formally, you see, and I had to, being the host, I had to stand there at the door and greet them. And I felt so silly, you know. I looked so ridiculous in, you know, top hat, white tie, and change maker. But it was a wonderful affair, and everybody thought that the party was much better than the one I gave last year at the Chock Full of Nuts. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do something now that I very seldom do at home on a television show. I have a few very dear friends in the audience that I'd like to introduce. First, I want you to meet a very charming young lady who has made more money opening doors than a safecracker. Miss Betty Furness. She's sitting right there. Betty, will you stand up? Thank you, Betty. And I have another very dear friend of mine. I'm so proud of the fact that he came here to see my show. He's the producer, star, and director of one of the greatest pictures that I have ever witnessed in my life, a picture called The Alamo. And he's here, Mr. John Wayne, right at there. John, it was really great, and thanks for the pass. And you know the reason...
Hey, why don't you introduce me?
The reason that I like to... I hate hecklers, you know. The reason that I'd like to...
I don't think it's fair to introduce them and not me. I'm your pal, too, you know.
My pal? Oh, wait a minute. You're...
Savoni. John L.G. Savoni.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Savoni, just take a bow then and sit
I
down.
just took one. I want to come up and shake your hand.
No, I'm right in the middle of a show now.
It'll only take a minute. Excuse me.
Every time I come to New York,
Excuse me.
I run
Excuse me.
into this character. look, Mr. Savoni, the reason, of course, that I didn't introduce you... I can't look at him, this guy. The reason I didn't introduce you, see, I didn't know that you were in the... How did you happen to see my show?
Well, I'll tell you how it happened in the way. I was walking down the street. I wasn't doing anything. Just walking down the street. I wasn't doing anything. I didn't feel like doing anything. Just walking down the street. I was walking down the street. I wasn't doing anything.
Look, Mr. Savoni, it seems that whenever I run into you, you're always walking down the street.
Not doing anything.
Yeah, not doing anything. But I don't care. I don't care about that. Haven't you ever thought of getting a job?
A job?
Huh?
Jack, it's funny you should bring that up.
Huh?
Only this morning while I was shaving, the mirror said to me, "Hey, you." I said, "Who?" The mirror said, "You." I said, "Me?" The mirror said, "Yeah." Why don't you go out and get yourself a job, you good-for-nothing bum? Now, to me, them's fighting words.
I can understand that, yeah.
But I wasn't fool enough to start anything. The guy in the mirror had a razor in his
I see, yeah.
Then I realized, holy smoke, that's me!
Well, listen, I don't care about your jobs just as long... But you started to tell me why you came here to see my show. Huh?
Yeah, and where was I?
You were walking down the street.
Was I doing anything?
No, you never do anything. And I don't care. I'm just happy that you came in to see me, that's all.
And I'm glad, too.
Are you?
I like your show, Jack.
Huh?
You're my kind of guy.
I am?
Yeah. You just walk out on the stage, and you just stand around. You don't do anything. You just stand around. You don't do anything. You just stand around. You don't do...
Look, well, why? All right. Look, anyway, I'm glad that you came to see me, and...
I can't talk to you anymore.
Well, you had the next line anyway, so go... What?
I gotta go now, Jack.
Where are you going?
I gotta go. I'm going over Rockefeller Center and go ice skating.
Ice skate? Where are your skates?
I don't need any. I got long toenails.
Well, anyway. All right, go. There's the greatest argument I've ever heard of for raising the school teachers' salaries. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present...
Jack, will you excuse me a minute, please?
Oh, God. Yes, John, yeah, what
Well,
is it?
Jack, you've been introducing all these wonderful people from the audience, but there's one person you've neglected.
A celebrity?
Oh, yes, Jack, a real big celebrity.
Who is he?
Mr. Howard K. Brawley.
Howard K. Brawley?
Yeah.
Who is he?
Who is he?
Yeah.
Why, he's only the man who gave State Farm Insurance the idea for the theme.
The theme?
Yes, you know, the auto horn that goes...
Oh, yes, the state life insurance, the horn.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right, Jack.
Yeah, and he thought of that?
That's right, he
Oh,
did.
and he's in the audience?
Yeah, right down there. Mr. Brawley, will you take a bow, please? All right, there he is, Jack.
Oh, well, isn't that nice? And he's with the sponsor. Well, come up here, then. If he's with the sponsor, come up. I think that was a brilliant A brilliant idea to think of.
He's a big wheel in the organization in State Farm.
And this is the gentleman, Mr. Brawley, who thought of the horn.
Yes, that's right,
see.
Jack.
Well, how do you do?
How do you do, sir?
What is that? What did you say?
How do you do, sir?
Talks a little bit like the horn, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, Jack, you see, Mr. Brawley is one of the 7,500 agents that State Farm has all over the country just to serve you. Isn't that right, Mr. Brawley?
Yes, we're the largest.
That's right, Jack. You know, State Farm is the largest auto insurance company in the world. And they may even save you $10, $20, $30 or more in your car insurance. Isn't that correct, Mr. Brawley?
For all careful drivers.
Now cut that out. You know, Don, if you can get him to do the Gettysburg Address, we can dance.
Well, Jack, Mr. Brawley has a little memento he'd like to give you.
A little gift?
Yeah, a little gift. There it is, right there.
Well, what a tiny little memento.
Well, that's a miniature music box, Jack. And look, here's a pair of tweezers. Now, you go ahead and open it.
Yeah, it is so small here. Wait a minute. Well, thank you very, very much. I want to see. Right now, I'd like to save $10, $20, or $30 on a hearing aid. Right now. Don, go, will you, and take this character with you,
All right.
Mr. Brawley.
Come on, Mr. Brawley.
Goodbye,
Let's
Mr.
go.
Brawley. Now I got an empty seat. For that, I got an empty seat in the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, I was started to say before I was interrupted by Don Wilson and the sound of music that I would like to present now my singing star this week. Very charming and lovely singer of popular songs, a recording star, Miss J.P. Morgan.
Won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Won't you come home? She moans the whole day long. I'll do your cooking, Billy. I'll pay your rent. I know I've done you wrong. Remember that rainy evening I threw you out. You had nothing but a fine tooth comb. Well, I know I'm to blame. Ain't that a shame? Ah, Billy, won't you please come on home? Ah, won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Come on, come home. She moans the whole day long. I'll do your cooking, Billy. I'll pay your rent. I know I've done you wrong. Remember that rainy evening when I threw you out. You had nothing but fine tooth comb. Well, I know I'm doing and he's done the same. Billy, come on, come on. I'm flying, I'm sailing, I'm weeping, I'm
Jay, that was just lovely. I watched a little bit about it on the monitor, and you were so wonderful. And it's so nice having you on the show. Isn't it?
I'm glad to be here.
Never mind. We did that bit already. We're through with that. But didn't we have fun at rehearsals and everything? Wasn't it a lot of fun? You weren't nervous or anything?
No, we had so much fun. And, you know, I'm looking forward to our dinner date tonight.
Our dinner date? Oh my goodness.
What's the matter?
I feel awful. Do you know what, Jay? I forgot all about our having dinner together tonight, and I made an appointment. I have a business engagement I can't possibly break. Oh, I feel terrible.
Gee, I don't know how it slipped your mind. You even wrote a little note about it. I remember it was the first day you were in New York.
I wrote a note? Oh, yes. That's right. I did write a note. I haven't seen it since I wrote it. I mean, what did I do with it?
You put it in your wallet.
Oh, so that's where it's been. Oh, for heaven's sake. You know, every time I want to remember something, I always write a note, and I put it away to keep. Oh, for heaven, here it is. Dinner date with J.P. Morgan, November 20th, 1960. Oh, here's another note I wrote. 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. I don't know how that got there at all. This thing. But, Jay, I just feel terrible that
Jack.
I should forget about this.
Don't worry about it. I'll just go back to my apartment, make a sandwich, and maybe watch a little television.
I know, but I'm so embarrassed. I don't know what to do.
Oh, Jack. Jack,
Yes, John?
could I speak to you for a moment?
Yes. Excuse me. Excuse me, honey. Yeah. Yes, sir. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, John, what is it? You would? Oh,
Yes.
I'll see if I can sit down. I'll see what I can do about it. Oh. Jay, look at, as long as I can't take you out, would you...
I'd love to.
Wait till I ask you! John, I think I can fix it. Come on, John, come up here a second, will you please? Jay, you know John Wayne, don't you?
Yes. Hello, John.
With me, she shook hands.
Well, Jay, since Jack can't take you out tonight, would you like to come out and have dinner with me and maybe go dancing later? Sound all right?
Oh, it sounds wonderful.
Well, great. I mean, you sure you don't mind?
Not at all, Jack. Believe me.
He sure is a great sport. Well, look, if that's great, you kids run along then, and don't worry about me. Run along and have a good time.
We will, Jack, and it's a shame you can't be with us.
Well, I'd love to, John. Really, I would. But I have this business engagement. I have this business engagement that I can't cancel. See? And that's why. But otherwise, I certainly would have been with you. But run along, have a good time. I'll see you tomorrow or the next day.
We will.
Go ahead. You know, besides being such a wonderful singer of songs, she's a great actress. You notice the way she hid her disappointment? I wonder where a fellow like John Wayne, where a star like that, now if he went out with a girl that evening, I wonder where he would take her, you know. Gee, I bet they have a wonderful time together.
You know, this certainly is an unusual place. This is the first time I've ever been in a gypsy restaurant before.
Me too. But then I like to try little out-of-the-way places. Gee, it's too bad that Jack couldn't be with us tonight.
Do you really mean that?
No, but that's the thing you're supposed to do.
Good evening. Would you like for me to read your tea leaves?
Oh,
Go ahead, John.
well, all right.
Now, let me see. Oh, you will have great success in the future. You will make a lot of money. And in next year, you will take a trip to Spain.
Well, thank you.
Oh, you are welcome.
You know, when it comes to reading tea leaves, these gypsies are great.
She's sensational.
Why?
Because I was having noodle soup.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all enjoyed your dinner. Now, for your entertainment, held over for the second week, the famous gypsy trio, Sasha, Pasha, and Yasha.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out of breath from that. I hope you enjoyed the show. I want to thank Frankie Fontaine, who played Elsie Savoni, and also Miss J.P. Morgan for being on the show. And I do want to thank, funny thing now, John Wayne. Even though we have both been up, we've been considered for the same parts in pictures, we have still remained friends. John Wayne.
Just a minute, Jack. Later. You know, I'd like to get one thing straightened out. I heard you say that we'd both been considered for the same parts in pictures.
Well, I would say...
Well, how about The Alamo? Were you considered for my part in The Alamo?
The Alamo? Well, no. No, not The Alamo.
And Stagecoach? Were you considered for that part?
Stagecoach? No. No, I wasn't considered for
Well, then how about Red River? Were you considered for that?
Red River. The movie or the play?
The movie.
The movie? No. No.
Oh, then you were considered for the play.
No.
Look, I've mentioned quite a few pictures, Jack. I just don't know exactly what you mean by that.
Well, I'll tell you what I mean. Were you ever considered for Joan Crawford's part in Rain?
The movie or the play?
Oh, no, of course. The play. You weren't, huh? Well, I was, brother. And anyway, thanks very,
Jack,
very
it's
much.
been a lot of fun.
For being on the show.
Remember the Alamo.
Remember the Alamo? I was there. Wasn't that nice of him just to come up to do this little bit? And he did it for nothing. He really did. I was so nice. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be with you next Sunday for Lipton Tea, when my guest star will be Joey Bishop.
Jack Benny program is a J&M production. This is Don Wilson saying good night.
The preceding program was pre-recorded.